Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining in this 2021 Hanamatsuri service. The format for the service will be Kansho, or calling bell, followed by, we're going to do something new this year. Since we weren't able to have our infants here, we're doing an infant welcoming so that we could introduce and welcome our newest members of the Sangha. Then we'll have the Kanbutsu, and do the Kamoku, pouring of tea. Okay. After that, we'll continue with our Hanamatsuri format of Sambujo, Butsu Ge. Okay. Everyone, please join in the Sangeraku parts of the Sambujo, right? And then same thing, you with your Seiten or your printed copies, you're going to chant the Butsu Ge confidently and participate, right? Remember, you're the best chanter in the room. Unless you're with your spouse, then they're the better ones, right? So, but participation is the key. After the Butsu Ge, we'll have Hanamatsuri Koshinkyoku, Gatha, but we'll have our MC, Mrs. Vicky Tokiri, will take it from there, from after the chanting. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Right. Actually, she's gonna take it from Kansho after Kansho. So again, thank you for joining us today, and sorry for the delay, but we're ready to go. Hi. Kansho.
Okay, next we'll have Sensei who do the Moku Ge to the Buddha.
Namondos, 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 namondos. Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namondos, 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 namondos. Namondos. We now bathe all the Tathagatas whose pure wisdom is adorned with innumerable virtues. They cause sentient beings of the 5 period of decay to be separated from their dukkha and together attain the pure Dharma body of the Tathagatas. Namo Kie Butsu, Namo Kie Ho, Namo Kie Soul. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance.
Welcome to this morning's Hanamatsuri Hoyo. My name is Vicky Tokirio, and I will be your chairperson for today's service. We will begin this morning's service with Sambujo and Sutra chanting Sambujo led by Reverend Kory.
Namandos, 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 namandos. Tathagata Amida to enter this dojo. As we joyfully scatter flowers of welcome, we respectfully call upon the Tathagata Shakyamuni to enter this dojo. As we joyfully scatter flowers of welcome, we respectfully call upon the Tathagatas of the 10 directions to enter this dojo. As we joyfully scatter flowers of welcome. Namondos, 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 namondos. Today, on this occasion of the 2021 Hanamatsuri service, the members of the Venice Honganji Buddhist Temple have reverently come before Amida Buddha in celebration of the 2643rd birthday of Siddhartha Gautama, whom eventually attained enlightenment, becoming the one known as the Buddha. With deepest reverence and gratitude for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we recite the name Namo Amida Butsu. Please put your hands together and repeat after me. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namondos, 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 namondos. Namandas, 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 namandas.
Now we'll have Gatha, Hanamatsuri, Koshinkyoku.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandas, namandas, namandas. Namandas.
Next, we'll have the Moku Ge and presentation of flowers by the various organizations. Cub Scout Pack 79. Girl Scout Troop 5325. Junior YBA.
Dharma school. Abba. BWA. Bukyokai.
Now we'll have the three treasures led by Reverend Kory.
Sankye-mon. Ninjin ukugutashi imasuru ni uku. Buppo kikugutashi imasuru ni kiku. Konomi konjo ni mukate dosen ba sarani izure no sho ni mukate ka konomi o dosen. Daishu moro tomo ni shishin ni sanmo ni kishi tate matsuru beshi. Mizu kara butsu ni kishi tate matsuru. Masa ni negu waku wa shijo to tomo ni. Daido o taige shite mujo iokosan. Mizu kara ho ni kishi tate matsuru. Masa ni negu waku wa shijo to tomo ni. 深く教蔵に入りて知恵海のごとくならん。自らそうに消し立てまつる。まさに願わくは指導とともに。大衆を取りして一切無下ならん。無常人人二名の方は百千万号にもあよことくたし。我今検問し受持することをたり、願わくは如来の真実義を形し立てまつらん。ナマンノスナマンノス。The three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult it is to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is it that we shall be free from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I put my faith in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of thy way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves thy supreme will. I put my faith in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of thy doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I put my faith in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord, in thy life of harmony, in a spirit of universal family, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amdos. Namo.
Then Sensei will now introduce our very special guest speaker for our Hanamatsuri service.
Again, good morning, everyone. Thank you again for joining this 2021 Hanamatsuri service. Welcome to our very special guest, Bishop Marvin Harada. You know, I know he doesn't like us to say bishop, but he is our bishop, and we need to pay him a great deal of respect and gratitude. Let me give you a little bit of background to Bishop. He spent over 30 years at Orange County Buddhist Church. Many of us in Southern District have been very fortunate to be able to have heard him and do many things with him because well, he's basically still in Southern District, but we're very grateful to that. A little backstory. I don't think I would be here at Venice, so you can either thank him or blame him because if it wasn't for him. And it's not because of just a long-standing relationship in Southern District, but I was once his son Ricky's LEBCC counselor. And for some reason, that put me on Bishop's radar. And so many of you know Harada Sensei, where once he gets that idea in his head and he's focused, he follows through and he doesn't give up. And so it all started with the first book I had ever received on Buddhism outside of my own family was, and the temple was from him, River, Fire, River, Water. And then he kept approaching me on a lot of things throughout the years. So that was maybe when I was 19 years old that I got this book. But as things progressed and I wanted to be a minister, he made things very accessible, where when I became a minister assistant, I would drive from Gardena to Orange County for classes, larger sutra classes, Koshinkyoku classes, all these different educational things. And also he made it available where I could learn how to put on ujishiki and things like that for the temples as well. So it doesn't stop there, though. It doesn't stop there. When the unfortunate happening of Miura Sensei passing and Shindo Sensei going to Gardena and Shindo Sensei needing help, he was also very instrumental on starting a minister assistant. Well, I guess they now have a program at Gardena, but it was all due to the urgency of what is the future of the temple for Gardena and how can we make sure we have a minister. Well, so they were very helpful into my education, as many of you know, but it was all sparked and supported by the current bishop at the time, but even more so by Reverend Marvin Harada, who was helping to oversee the Gardena Buddhist temple when they didn't have a minister, and cultivating or paving the way for me to be able to get an education through IBS and eventually come to the Venice Honmachi Buddhist Temple. So again, if it wasn't for Marvin Sensei or Harada Sensei or Bishop Marvin Harada or Reverend Marv, whichever way you want to call him, if it wasn't for him, you could either thank him or not, or blame him for me being here. But in my heart, this is a very special thing because yes, he's been our bishop for over a year now, and even though he can't physically be here, we're very happy to have him participating in our Hanamatsuri service, and with our first experience of having a bishop hearing and sharing in this life of Nembutsu with Reverend or Bishop Marvin Harada. So Sensei, again, thank you on behalf of the Venice Hongachi Buddhist Temple and myself for joining us today and making this whole occasion possible. Thank you.
You give me a second to share my screen. Okay, can you see the screen okay? Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Reverend Kory, for your very kind introduction. It's just wonderful, gratifying to see how Reverend Kory has come along from the time I knew him when he was a YBA kid, LABCC camp counselor, minister's assistant, and now a Kaikyoshi. It's very gratifying. I'd like to go right into my message today. And so I'd like to start with a short message for the Dharma School children and the young at heart. So I want to talk about Halloween and Buddhism. Now you might think it's an odd time of the year to be talking about Halloween and Buddhism, but bear with me. So one of my favorite events when I was a minister at Orange County Buddhist Church was the Dharma School costume party. And every year trying to come up with a costume for the costume party was a real challenge. So we're going to go over some of the picture history of my costumes. I think this was the first year since when I arrived, we were, of course, the Mickey Mouse family. Then when Ninja Turtles were popular, we went as Ninja Turtles. My kids loved Ninja Turtles. Then we went as a pair of aces. Our family likes to play cards. And at that time, my son Ricky was into monster trucks. And so he made his own monster truck costume. Then we went as Freddy the Frog's family. And what is this? Where's Waldo? Went as Where's Waldo? Another year I went as a samurai warrior. This is Mrs. Doubtfire. I was Mrs. Doubtfire when that movie was popular. This costume was funny because a number of members walked right by me and didn't even recognize me. One member told me later, they said, "Hey, Sensei, I walked right by you. I thought you were Mrs. Ochiai." This is kind of an ugly geisha. And this is Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz even has the ruby red slippers. I think Dorothy needs to shave her legs, though, kind of hairy legs there. Girl Scout. If you ever see a Girl Scout that looks like this, that comes to try to sell you Girl Scout cookies, you should turn around and go the opposite direction. This was Judge Ito during the O.J. Simpson trial. I was Judge Ito. Elvis is in the house. That year I was Elvis Presley. And here I was Chef Harada, and I walked around handing out appetizers. This year I was a Buddhist monk. This was my Sarah Palin costume during an election year. And I'm back, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. So these are some of the costumes I've had over the years. So Halloween is fun because we can be someone else, like Superman or Harry Potter or Wonder Woman, any number of characters or superheroes we can be. Well, today we celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's birth. When Shakyamuni Buddha became enlightened, he became his true self. He became his true self. His outer self and his inner self became one. That's what it means to become Buddha. So when we attend Dharma school, whether it's in person, whether it's virtually, we listen to the teachings. Why do we listen to the teachings? Why do we listen to the Dharma? To awaken to our true self deep within us, and to live our true, sincere life. So that was my message for the Dharma School children. I'd like to go into my main message now, and I'd like to share a poem, one of my favorite poems. It's actually written by a Zen master, Zenkei Shibayama, titled "A Flower Does Not Talk." This is the poem, short poem. Silently, a flower blooms. In silence, it falls away. Yet here now, at this moment, at this place, the world of the flower, the whole of the world is blooming. This is the talk of the flower, the truth of the blossom. The glory of eternal life is fully shining here. Now we're going to come back to this poem towards the end. I'd like to just pause a moment and let you gaze at this picture. Shakyamuni Buddha once gave a sermon in which he spoke not a single word. He simply held a single flower in his hand, like this, standing before his disciples, just held up a flower. 5 minutes passed, 10 minutes passed. His disciples wondered, well, isn't the Buddha going to speak? Isn't the Buddha going to give us a message today, like always? Why doesn't he speak? He just held the flower. More minutes passed. Still the Buddha did not speak. Finally, one disciple, his name was Mahakashyapa, Mahakashyapa smiled in response to the Buddha. That day, only Mahakashyapa got the Buddha's message. So I'm not Mahakashyapa, but I think what the Buddha was trying to teach that day was to show his followers what there is to be learned from a single flower. Look at the single flower, he was saying. The flower lives its one life, deeply, fully, with the totality of its being. The flower does not complain about the stock market or about the traffic or about the fact that the Lakers lost or UCLA lost or that it didn't get a raise this year. The flower does not complain about anything. It just lives its life. It lives its one radiant, true life. Flowers do not compete with each other in a garden. A rose does not try to be a lily. A lily does not try to be a rose. Roses do not say that they are the main flower in the garden. Flowers, grass, trees, rocks, all contribute to the beauty of a single garden. No one competes with each other. Each part is an important part of the whole beautiful garden. But what about we humans? Look at the racial tensions in the world around us today. It's like roses fighting with lilies in a garden. That's absurd when we think about it in terms of flowers, but in terms of humanity, that's what's occurring in the world today. Reverend Haya Akagarasu, this is a picture of him. He was a Higashi Honganji minister, and he loved flowers. He loved flowers, and he wrote many poems and essays on flowers. I'd like to share just one today. When the mind's eye awakens to the world of flowers, all phenomena sparkle with light. All mountains and oceans fill the world. Our individual world becomes one that now accommodates a world of people. An individual becomes an entire tribe, and all society becomes an individual. Like Indra's net, where all things are mutually reflected. Indra's net is something from Buddhism about a net of jewels that all reflect each other. It's talking about the world of interdependence. So here, Reverend Akagarasu Sensei's poem talks about an individual becoming one with the whole world and all of humanity. This is a Ikebana flower arrangement. Beautiful arrangement. I took a little bit of Ikebana when I was in Japan, and it was very, very fascinating, and I really enjoyed it. I don't know if some of you maybe take Ikebana. So in Ikebana, you try to create the beauty of nature in a single flower arrangement. So every flower, every branch, every leaf has a role. The colorful flower needs the green background of a leaf to show the beauty of the flower. You need both stiff branches and you need soft leaves for balance. What about Shinran Shonin? How did he look at flowers? This is a poem, one of Shinran Shonin's poems, or his wasan. It goes, beams of light, 3,600,000 billion in number. That's a big number. I don't even know how many zeros that is. Shine brilliantly from within each flower. There is no place they do not reach. So when Shinran Shonin looks at a flower, he sees the light of the Buddha. He sees the light of the Dharma, the light of the Buddha shining brilliantly in every flower. Flowers are emanating immeasurable light, the light of Namo Amida Butsu. Look at this beautiful flower. I believe it's a lotus. This is also a lotus flower, one of our symbols in Buddhism, as you all know. Look at this field of flowers that are being raised. And beautiful tulip in a single flower. This is a chrysanthemum, as we all know. So chrysanthemums are used in our Jodo Shinshu altar arrangements. I think you can see on the altar at the temple today, a beautiful arrangement. It has lots of chrysanthemums, and they're often even carved into the altar pieces. So the reason why chrysanthemums are used is that chrysanthemum in Japanese is pronounced kiku. But kiku can also mean to listen. It's sort of a play on words. So the chrysanthemum as a flower is saying to us, listen to the Dharma, listen to the Dharma. That's why we use chrysanthemums on our altar as much as possible. So now let's return again to the poem by Zenkei Shibayama. Silently a flower blooms, in silence it falls away. Yet here now at this moment, at this place, the world of the flower, the whole of the world is blooming. This is the talk of the flower, the truth of the blossom. The glory of eternal life is fully shining here. And I think the translator here in using eternal life, in Shin Buddhism, we would call that immeasurable life, great immeasurable life. I think it's talking about one and the same thing, the essence of life that's lived by the flower, that's lived by a person when they live their true, sincere life. So this year for Hanamatsuri, as we celebrate the birth of Shakyamuni Buddha, and Hanamatsuri, of course, means flower festival, may we celebrate the life of flowers that teach us so much about life, as Shakyamuni Buddha taught in his one flower sermon, in which he spoke not a single word. Like the flower, may we come to live this one life that we have been given, to live it fully, to live it deeply, to live it radiantly, to live it sincerely, without complaint, without regret, coming from within us, like the flower manifests in its life. And just as all flowers grow facing towards the sunlight, so too may we live our lives facing the light of the Dharma, the light of Namu Amida Butsu, great immeasurable light. Nam Amida Butsu, Nam Amida Butsu, Nam Amida Butsu, Nam Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bishop and Sensei Marvin. Our next Gatha will be in Lumbini's garden.
Yeah.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Sensei will now lead us in the 6 Paramitas.
Moku Haramitsu. 身仏様の御心に立ち返らさせていただいて、一つと一律、清らかな眼、温かい情け、つつましやかな顔で暮らしましょう。一つと一律、腹を立てますまい。一つと一律、不平不足嘘を申しますまい。一つと一律、私の仕事に全身全力を挙げて尽くさせていただきましょう。一つと一律、夜昼常に私の守らせてもを御仏のご恩を喜ばせていただきましょう。一つと一律、南無阿弥陀仏を唱えさせていただきましょう。6 Paramitas. Turning our thoughts to the Buddha, let us throughout the day live with clear eyes, warm hearts, and humble attitude. Let us throughout the day not become angry. Let us throughout the day not utter words of discontent, dissatisfaction, and untruth. Let us throughout the day do our daily work with all our power. Let us throughout the day rejoice in the love and compassion of the Buddha, who is constantly watching over us day and night. Let us throughout the day repeat the holy name, Namo Amida Butsu. Promise, the Buddha is our eternal father and mother. The Buddha always keeps watch over us. We promise to listen to the teachings of the Buddha and perfect ourselves by following the Buddha's ideals. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Okay, now we'll have Temple President Jerry Iseda with words of appreciation.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm going to take my mask off, but I'll be safe. Should I just stand in front? I'll stand in front. Okay.
There you go.
Can you see me okay?
Perfect.
Okay, good. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this morning. It was so nice to see so many people today. Keep coming back. We're going to continue to do this as long as we need to. So we hope you enjoyed everything today. So first off, Reverend Marv Bishop, thank you very much for making time to join us today. And we really enjoyed your message. I have a little story to tell too that he won't remember, but the first time I met him, he was a student at IDS. He was studying to become a minister at the time. And we went for a high school program in the summer, and he actually picked me up at the airport. So that was the first time I got to meet him. So just a little trivia for you.
Now he's our council president.
That was only 12 years ago too. So, but thank you very much for joining us today. And of course, Reverend Kory, thank you for being here as always. We're glad you're back from your little rest and good as new, I hope so, but we're happy to have you back. So thank you. As you can see, we had a lot of moving pieces for the service today. So there's a few people to thank. So first, let's start with the service people. So to Vicky Tokirio, thank you for being our chairperson today. And to Julia Ueda for being our organist. And for Ron G and Carrie Tokirio for being our AV crew today. And special thanks for Ron for putting together the videos for us. Hope you all enjoyed the Pinewood Derby as well. If you have had the opportunity to see our Hanamido, that was beautifully decorated today by our Dharma school. Let me see if I can remember everybody. I wrote it down just in case, but let's see, Jan Ozaki, Leslie Nakahara, Barbara Fukuji, Dylan Nakahara, Drew Nakahara, Julia Ueda, Judy Hopfield, Vicky Tokirio. Did I get everybody? I think I got everybody. So thank you very much for decorating today. As well as if you were wondering, we taped the organization reps doing the Moku Ge offering of the amacha and the flowers to the Buddha. And they decorated the Hanamita for us for that video as well. So thank you very much. For those of you who will be enjoying our virtual Otoki Bento today, thank you to Barbara Fukuji for organizing the bento pickup. And thank you to Barbara and Tom who are on their way back to the temple, I think, if they're not here already, with the bento. So today is a senior Dana delivery day. So those of our Cato members that you get your monthly bag, this will be your monthly delivery. So your bento will be dropped at your home for you. So something to look forward to. Those of you who ordered bento for pickup, you may come by starting at 12:15 and you can just pull up and someone will bring your bento to the car. We have a little bonus. We have a few extra bento. So if you forgot to order and you still want to, just call the temple number. And I think it's about the first 8 or 10 people will be able to accommodate. So if you still would like to get a bento, just give us a call. It's 391-4351 if you would like to do that. Thank you to the Cub Scout Pack 79 for allowing us to share the Pinewood Derby video. I hope you all enjoyed that. It's pretty amazing. I thought I was watching ESPN for a minute with all the cameras and all of the technology, but it really is a fun event. So thank you very much for that as well. Let's see, make sure I didn't forget anybody else. So again, thank you all for joining. Thank you. We've passed the 1-year mark of being on Zoom now. And we're so happy that so many of you have joined. In fact, today, I think I counted, we have 5 states represented. So that's something we couldn't do when we just met in person.
Did you count Reverend Mark Bishop too?
I did. So yes, and that includes Reverend Marvin being in Oregon. So families. And so, so thank you for joining us. We hope you'll be able to, you'll continue to join us as we move forward. Many of you have asked if we're going to continue this after we fully reopen, and yes, the board has committed to that. Since so many of you like to take advantage of attending by Zoom sometime, we will do this on an ongoing basis. So we hope you'll always be able to join us, and especially if you don't live nearby, this will be a lot easier for you to attend. So we are also at our board meeting on Friday. I just want to let you know that the board did ask us to really explore how to start inviting people back to the temple in person. Now that people are getting their shots, we're going to be announcing pretty soon that once we can figure out the safest way to do so, we're going to invite some people back. Not a whole bunch at once, but a little at a time, just so we can start moving back to a more normal state. So something to look forward to. And thanks to the organizations too during this time. You saw the Pinewood Derby with the Cub Scouts. The Girl Scouts have done so many things, as have our junior YBA and our Dharma school. Our old groups too, but mostly the youth groups have been very active and kept everybody engaged during the shutdown. So thank you as well for allowing us to continue to offer all those things to everybody. And last but not least, to our newest Sangha members, Reese, Logan, and Zoe, thank you for joining us today, and thank you to your families for sharing you. We will have a Hatsumaidi ceremony as soon as it's safe for us to have everybody back together. So we look forward to seeing you in person real soon. So thank you.
We will now open for announcements. If you have an announcement, please unmute yourself.
Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to thank everyone for helping with our senior Dana deliveries today, and to the Dharma School for putting the bags together. We really appreciate all your help. I'd like to thank Janice Ozaki, Leslie Nakahara, Judy Hopfield for helping organize everything. I see you at the temple. I'm going to come and pick up my bag soon. Also, there's extra goodies to go along with the bento, and I want to thank Barbara Fukuji, Leslie Nakahara, Dylan and Drew, Sandy Seiki, Judy Nawa, and Aya Masada for assembling those bags ahead of time. We really appreciate all your help. And also to Cub Pack 79, the Junior YBA Sangha Initiative for helping to deliver the bags today. I hope everyone enjoys their lunch. Oh, and thank you to Barbara and Tom who picked up the bentos and delivered them to the temple today. We hope you all enjoy. Thank you.
All right. Phyllis, you want to make an announcement?
Thank you, Jerry. The Venice Japanese American Memorial Monument Committee will be having its virtual commemoration on Thursday, April the 15th from 11 o'clock a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And if you'd like to join us, it's a live stream. I put into the chat the link. It's venicejam.org/Zoom. And then you'd be sent to a page where you click on it, and then you get a little box that'll let you in at 11. And after that, in the evening from 4 to 9 p.m., VJAM will have a fundraiser at Hanamatsuri between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. And you could call for takeout or go online and order for takeout, or you could eat in. There's limited outside seating now. So thank you very much, Sherry. And thank you very much to the people of Venice Hongenji Buddhist Temple, who are the very earliest supporters of the Venice Japanese American Memorial Monument. Hanamatsuri. Thank you.
Okay, I guess anybody else? I don't think so. Okay. A few things. So pick up, I think I mentioned already, pick up your bento at 12:15 and onward today if you're not part of our senior Dana deliveries, and we'll get your bento to you. A couple other announcements. From April 18th to the 24th, we are having a Ruts and Tuts fundraiser. So if you go to Ruts Cafe in Culver City or Gardena, or Tuts Cafe in Culver City, and you give the code VHB Temple, you'll get 5% off your order, and the temple will receive 20%. That's all week starting on April 18th. So, and it's also an opportunity to help a couple of our local restaurants as well. So spread the word and eat lots of ruts next week, or 2 weeks from now, I guess. April 26th, we'll be sending out an announcement. We're still working on the official title, but we will be having our first Sangha series speaker event. Reverend Matt Hamasaki from the Sacramento Betsuin will be the featured speaker. And the topic will be how I'm going to botch this up, how Jodo Shinshu teaches us how to deal with racism and diversity and inclusion. So this is part of a series of events we hope to have that is in part being funded by a generous donation grant from the Southern District BWA. So look for more information coming. Again, that'll be a Monday night on April 26th. And then finally, May 15 to 16, we have our Kenny's the sequel, Kenny's Cafe the sequel, I should say. So if you haven't heard me talk about that in the past, we used to have Kenny's Cafe here on Centinela Avenue. And last year we had our famous Chashu Royal fundraiser. And this year our chefs are coming back and they're going to do a Hawaiian Royal. So it's Chashu and Portuguese sausage in the Royal this time. And as an added bonus, if you missed the aba tsukemono that used to come with the chicken teriyaki dinner, we will be offering a little bit of tsukemono with it too. You can go online and order on GiveButter. So it's givebutter.com/VHBT Kenny's the sequel. You'll see it in my weekly email blast. And we're also, if you have a bento pickup or delivery today, you're going to get a flyer to announce that as well. So thank you.
Yeah, Project Moku.
Okay.
We'll do it here.
Sorry, I always forget this part. So we're going to do our April Project Bombu drawing. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we have a monthly drawing where we select one lucky member who purchased a ticket. At the beginning of the year, we have a monthly drawing. So
There's a record. Carry it. You can carry it to do it right there.
Okay.
Can they see the drum though?
yeah, so can you see the drum? No, they can't. I'll move that. Now you can see that. Okay. Okay. So we'll ask our treasurer, Kory, to make the selection.
A lot of pressure. There you go.
Who am I reading? Okay, I hope they're listening downstairs. So this month's selection is Bryce Lynn Fukuji.
Character teachers.
Congratulations, Bryce Lynn. So her ticket goes back in the drum for next month too. And so we're all set. So I think next month in May we'll be doing it on Mother's Day. So join us for Mother's Day, sir.
Yeah. Maybe we should move the drum.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
And if you could please, hi, hi. Thank you. Oh, here. You want to try this one? Hi. I'm sorry to interrupt everyone. I know this is off script, but I wanted to start a little tradition before we actually close our service. It just feels we're celebrating the Siddhartha's birthday, and so unfortunately you're not able to be here. But hopefully next year we'll have like 100 cupcakes here or something for everyone. But I wanted to ask those people that are here to join in a little bit. Don't tell it. Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna bring it over here. It's okay. We got with the cake. And so on the count of, I don't know if Kory can see it, it says happy birthday on top. I didn't think my wife would well, yeah, anyways. And I asked for flowers on it. There aren't, next year we'll have flowers on it instead of just pink. but if you please join in with me in singing happy birthday to the Buddha, to the little babies, the baby Buddha. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Siddhartha. Happy birthday to you. Okay, everyone, close your eyes, make a wish, and blow. Okay, thank you. And we'll share this cake downstairs with everyone that's here today. Hi. Thank you.
We will now have the Gatha farewell, followed by benediction.
Dharma school is over for another day. Let us gather round the shrine, bow our heads and say, thank you, teacher, for your love. Thank you, everyone. Good love will keep us safe till our work is done. So we'll meet again next week. Won't you take good care? Let us try to do what's right, always kind and fair. We shall spread the happiness faith in Buddha brings. Now it's time to say goodbye till we meet again. Amami Damitsu, sing this fine refrain. Amami Damitsu, Savite Hooray. Amami Damitsu, strong and think remain. Amami Damitsu, till we meet again.
The benediction. We surround all people and all forms of life with infinite love and compassion. Particularly do we send forth loving thoughts to those in suffering and sorrow, to all those in doubt and ignorance, and to those whose feet are standing close to the great change we call death. We send forth oceans of wisdoms, mercy, and love. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you for joining our service today. You can unmute yourselves and have conversations if you like, or if you're ready to come and pick up your otoki, it'll be ready at 12:15.
Namo